What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Friday and it's the hottest day of the year. And I'm meeting up with Sam from Wet Mammal and we're going out for a 2 to 3 day adventure / expedition out on the boat. You know, catching and cooking everything that we can come across. For those who don't know, Sam is a really good content creator, both on Instagram and on YouTube. And I'll leave the links to all of his stuff down below in the description. Now, I'm packing up all of my spearfishing gear as well as all my cooking gear and camping gear. So I've got a lot of packing to do. I'm meeting up with Sam at 10:30 at the pontoon in Newton Ferrers, and then we're going to shoot straight out to our first mark and hopefully catch some nice fish. So we've just pulled up at the Eddystone, or about 500 metres off it, and we've come across pod of pilot whales. So I take back what I just said. It turns out they're a little bit different from what we initially thought they were. Obviously I just said pilot whales, but it turns out they're RISSO dolphins, and in actual fact they're quite rare to see down here on the south coast. And the majority of sightings of these dolphins occur on the west coast of Scotland and Outer Hebrides. This apparent preference for the Outer Hebrides is likely due to the abundance of prey and closeness to the continental shelf. Sam's literally just got his drone up and you can't see it from the boat, but if you look at the controller, 1 second, come out. Shit, nearly fell out. You can see him there. Well.
I've been feeling this way for far too long, and now you're gone. Took me away from all of my fears. Kept me away from all of my tears. Now you're gone, and now I'm lost.
Right, we've just pulled up at the Eddystone, having stopped off to see some pilot whales, which Sam managed to film on camera. For those who don't know, this is Sam. Hey guys. Wet Mammal, as everyone knows him. We've just anchored up on the reef and Sam's literally just looked over the side and seen 2 bass, so there are some fish around today, which is cool. Getting kitted up and then we're going to jump in. Oosh, oosh. I would just like to start off by saying that diving out here is very dangerous and should only be done if you're accompanied by someone with a good amount of experience and knowledge of the local area. Tides are extremely powerful out here and there's lots of deep drop-offs, so please be careful if you ever venture out here. It's genuinely a different ball game. Not only that, when you're this far out to sea, weather and conditions can change in an instant, and if you're caught out or underprepared, you can find yourself in a sticky situation very quickly. As you can see from that clip, I was quite indecisive on what fish to shoot, and it actually resulted in me not shooting a fish on this dive. With Sam's video, which is the next clip, he had the same sort of thing, bumped into the shoal initially and then obviously was waiting out for a bigger fish before he took his first shot. Unfortunately, my GoPro froze or died and I didn't actually capture the footage of me shooting one. But here's a little clip from Sam's GoPro and his point of view. With a couple of nice bass and our bag limit reached, we decided to pack our kit up and head back to shore.
Absolutely stoked. 2 lovely bass, and this is probably perfect eating size bass, to be honest. Absolutely delicious. Should get rid of it. I always used to say that they weren't less than normal.
We finally made it back after a 2-hour and 40-minute tow back from the Eddystone. We've dropped the blokes off in Plymouth and we've come back around to Sellers Beach. Sam's just sorting the fish out for dinner. Sun's going down. We're planning to have what, curry?
Yeah.
Curry bass. And watch the sunset go down. Sam's probably going to get the drone up later. And then we'll have a few beers and enjoy our food. We got the sizzle. Beer? Yeah. What a treat.
So what have we got? We've got some kind of masala with Moroccan bean stew and then bass. Oh, and we've got, is that Red Rocket?
Red Rocket.
By
Ocean Ledge.
Ocean Ledge.
Ocean Ledge.
Ocean Ledge, yes man.
Well, I'm pretty impressed with this, I'm not gonna lie.
A bit crunchy. That's awesome. Yeah, the moon was literally like that like 2 nights ago.
Is it? We finished up our food, had a few more drinks, and then we got our heads down for a few hours before getting up nice and early to start the second day. How was the sleep?
Out like a light, snoring. I think I disturbed your sleep a little bit, but it was good.
Nice. Got a nice glass off this morning as well.
Out in stormy weather, I might have the blues, but nothing ever stopped me from dusting off my shoes. You might think you'll see me.
With some nice fish caught yesterday, day 2 was all about finding some nice lobsters to take home to cook up. Within a few dives we managed to locate this nice gully which held so much life. There were 1 or 2 lobsters in the gully, but both of them were put back as they were too small. There were a couple of brown crabs as well. Sam took one out for us to have a look on camera. There were some squat lobsters right at the back of their holes, but unfortunately we couldn't film them because they were too far back. And Sam actually managed to pull out a brill with his bare hands, but again this was released. We pushed out a little deeper and found another ledge which actually held 4 lobsters in the space of about 2 meters. There was one big one at the very back, but as always they're tucked in a very awkward position the older they get because they get a bit more wise. We worked as a pair to get the lobster out as they tend to move whole once they've been disturbed. We had one on the surface and the other below having the scrap with the lobster. We alternated between this until we managed to get the lobster out. and then Sam eventually managed to win the fight and came up with the lobster. So it was up to me to find another one, and I did exactly that. Wow. Quick little update, me and Sam have come back in out of the wind now from where we were catching the lobsters. Sam got a really nice sized one and I managed to get one right at the end. We've come back in now. Sam just put on some
vegetable curry and something I can't pronounce.
Nice. Good. Got it on the jet ball, so it's nice and warm. That's the scale size against my hand.
Love your work, man. Good job.
Big old boy.
Sick.
Just a little update then, so me and Sam ditched the boat because the wind turned really bad. I think it was up to like 18-19 mile an hour and we were quite exposed on the coast, so we came back into the estuary. We did hope to go up Kitley, which is near Newton Ferrers, and then up to the end and stay the night up there, but again the wind was just coming straight through the estuary. We've come to the opposite side of Mothercombe Beach, up the estuary, and we're just literally on the beach now.
We're basically just gonna chuck the grill on here, put our timber beneath, set light to it, get it going so it's nice and hot, and then we'll lay our lobster and our fish across it and we're gonna have a lovely meal. It's gonna be great.
Sam's just finished prepping the fish.
We have a lovely bass specimen and we're going to wait for the flame to cool down a little bit and then we're just going to chuck this puppy on and get him looking nice and crispy.
Poor camera skills on my behalf, I forgot to turn the microphone on the camera, but what I'm putting on here is the Salty Sea Dog from the Ocean Ledge range, and we're putting it inside the fish so it can soak into the meat. Almost forgot, didn't we, the most important part. Nice chunk of butter to go inside. Just going to put the lobster on the fire, but beforehand obviously we're going to dispatch the lobster. And just on this cross, I've explained it in previous videos, it's the best way to put the knife. You just put it down through the top and just drive it forward, and that will be enough to kill the lobster. Lovely. I say it every time, I literally can't beat fresh lobster like that, straight out of the ocean. Sam's just cracked open the tail of the lobster. I've just had the claws each, and now we're on to the tail part, which is my favourite part personally. So here we go. Oh, just fucking bit me again. Like I said earlier, because there's no seasoning on it, and you've just literally got the actual lobster tail itself without anything else. Tastes amazing, really good. Right, fish is done. Scales have done their job, and it's actually the first time I've used or kept the scales on the fish, and Sam recommended it as it doesn't burn the flesh. The scales are quite hard, quite durable, and you can see there, look, all the scales are burnt on the outside. On the inside, flesh is completely intact, which is exactly what you want. And that bass looks amazing. Thanks very much for watching, guys. We're at the end of our trip now. It's been a really good 2 days with Sam from Wet Mammal. I'll leave both his Instagram and his YouTube links in my description below. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. It's completely free to do so. It just notifies you every time I release a new video. Again, massive thanks to Sam, and I'm sure in the future we're going to have a few more videos like this to come. I'll see you all next time.